Good morning guys, thanks for joining me for another What's I Eating a Day as a vegan on Slimming World. If you're new here, my name is Leanne. I'm a vegan trying to follow the Slimming World plan. It's not always easy. And if you're coming back, as always, thanks ever so much for doing so. Today is Tuesday the 9th? Yeah, 9th of February. I nearly said September then. God knows where my mind is today. For breakfast this morning, I went with toast. Pictured here are 2 pieces, but I did go back and have a third, so I'll tell you the syns for the total amount. So 3 pieces of wholemeal bread from a small loaf. 2 of those pieces are my healthy extra B. The third piece is 3 syns. The naturally vegan spreadable is 5 syns for a tablespoon, which is 3 teaspoons, and I use 1 teaspoon on each piece of bread, so that's 5 syns. And then I used in total, not even a teaspoon, but we'll call it a teaspoon for the purposes of syns, of the Wicked Kitchen Nooch seasonings, but I did put a different one on each piece. So one has garlic and herb, one has ranch, and one has smoky barbecue, and that's half a syn. As you guys know, I'm struggling a little bit with fighting cravings at the moment, with staying on plan, things like that. So I'm going to do my best to stay on plan. I'm going to get rid of a few things from the house that are too triggering, I suppose might be the word, as in things that will basically trigger a sort of binge process. The other thing that I did tell you guys yesterday was that I had 2 of the Wicked Kitchen desserts saved for me and Mum for our dessert this evening. However, I'm not going to have one. Mum can have hers or she can have a different thing, but I'm going to give them to her to take home regardless, because I think they're about 14 syns and it's just too much for me to spend in one go on that. There's some things that I would spend 14 syns on, and that is not one of them, because it's just too small and not like satisfying, if you see what I mean. So it just doesn't seem worth it to me. So far I am on 8.5 syns for the total amount of toast, naturally spreadable, and nooch on top. I've also had 1 coffee, which has got 100 mils of Alpro almond barista in it, for 1 syn. It is coming up to lunchtime, and I do have a portion of that beefless stew left, which is actually 3.5 syns because the gravy in it. I'm a little bit loath to use those syns, so I might save it for tomorrow and just have something else instead. Also, if you're wondering what's going on with my lip here, it's not an injury and it's not a spot. It's literally me picking at a non-existent flaw and developing this sort of scab wounded area. There's nothing to it. I've literally created it from nothing. So well done me, but now it hurts and I'm gonna have scabs for days, which I keep picking off, which is why it keeps going. So happy days. So I ended up having a different choice. I went for these mixed vegetables that I bought last night. So it's tender stem and mixed veg. I've got some whole grain rice noodles. I had 2 blocks of them. And I found this little miso ramen paste in Tesco last night. So I had that. I worked it out. I had to use the app calculator, but it worked out at 2.5 syns. So that's cool. And then it was just a case of literally pouring boiling water over the rice noodles. I put the veggies in the microwave just for 2 minutes rather than the 2.5 it said to steam them, because obviously I didn't want them overcooked. And actually that worked out fine because I just added them to the pot just for like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, if that. And they were absolutely perfect. And yeah, it looks a bit boring, but it was actually really tasty and exactly what I fancied. Hello. Here is my lunch. Sorry about the voiceover. I feel like they're really impersonal, but my washing machine's in like mental mode, so I had to leave it to it. I know I said I wasn't gonna have I was trying to avoid having like syns at lunch, but what I really wanted was something fresh, if I'm totally honest. So yeah, this was just right on my street, and I totally forgot that I'd bought that little sachet of the miso paste. So yeah, happy days. As it's Tuesday, Mum was round for dinner and I made us a very low syn dinner of some jasmine rice and lots of stir fry veggies, which was tender stem, mange tout, baby corn, ginger, cut, garlic, chili, spring onions, and some soy sauce. The veg was just cooked in a dry pan because it's a non-stick pan. And then also some teriyaki tofu, which was 3.5 syns. The only other thing I had on there was soy sauce, but it was delicious because of all the aromatics I added. Hey guys, so we're at the end of another day. I was doing so well today, so I'll tell you now that I went off plan again. Oh my God, I just lost control. The reason why, I completely forgot. On the weekend, I was having a moment where I was just like, oh my God, I just want to eat everything, sod it, blah, blah, blah. And I ended up placing an order with a company called London Apron. Now, some of you may have heard of them. They're just becoming available in Holland and Barrett, but they've been online for quite a long time, from what I understand. And the reason they're famous is for their little vegan meringues. I think that's why they're sort of known, but anyway. So there's, on the Slimming World group on Facebook, I keep seeing people posting these because this whole box of meringues is only 4.5 syns. So it's a really nice, sweet treat. So I thought, brilliant, I'm going to place an order for some of those because that'll be like something I can have that's, you know, really sort of sweet if you want something sweet, and, you know, you can sort of, I don't know, it's just another nice thing to have that's fairly low syn. However, on the weekend when I was on their website, I found that they did cookies and brownies as well. Anyway, long story short, I ordered like a starter pack thing plus a few extra bits. And it arrived I totally forgot I did it. Like, I sort of had a vague, I don't know, it was something I did very late at night, and it just sort of slipped my mind, which is stupid because I spent quite a lot of money. Anyway, so that came this afternoon, and I was like, great, sugar. The meringues are fine. Cookies and brownies, not so much. So yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I'd sampled 3 products. Shit, no, 4 products. Oh my God. They're very nice though. I will say that, I'll recommend them, but high in syn. Anyway, so, even longer story short, what I'm left with is the meringues that I ordered. They actually mucked up my meringue order. So there's actually, I ordered 4 of these vanilla ones, and then 1 candy floss one, and 1 raspberry. But they sent me 2 vanilla, 2 candy floss, 2 raspberry. So, they're sending me out the other 2 vanilla that were missing and said to keep the others. So yeah, I've got more, but you know, they'll last a little bit. Anywho, so yeah, I also though have 3 cookies left. Here they are. Showing you for accountability. Oh, the desserts that I mentioned earlier, I sent them home with Mum, alright. And then defeated the point by having bloody cookies and brownies. Anyway, so I've sampled a couple of the cookies today. They're very, very nice. They do raspberry and white chocolate chip, double chocolate, and Lotus Biscoff. Mum had the raspberry and white chocolate one. I had a chocolate chip, and I've had a Biscoff, and I have 2 brownies. Not all at once, like over the course of the afternoon and evening, but even so, like, I just have no control. Like, I know I'm not alone because, you know, I know I haven't been responding to comments lately because I'm just really not in a very good headspace still, but I just feel so out of control, and it feels so far away from my grip of being in control. And then shit like this doesn't really help, you know, when I do these stupid orders and buy high syn stuff. So, I mean, right, the cookies, so they last till April, so I'm just going to go and add them to my like treat box. which I only have like, you know, syn calculated stuff in there. So I'll calculate the syns in it all. I'll add it to the treat box. I'll put my syn label on it, and then I know where I am. Apart from these things. And really, the cookies are the only problem. The meringues are not an issue. It's not the kind of thing that I would sit and like binge on because it's just sugar. Yeah, the cookies, I'll just have to be very careful with them and have them as treats. As I said, I sent Mum home with the sundaes that I mentioned before. And what's the other things that I've got in? The Oatly cream cheeses, that's fine, I can incorporate those, I've said that before. Oh, it just occurred to me, they might be nice, like on a jacket potato with salad at lunchtime. There's an idea for when I've used some freezer stuff. And then also, what was the other thing we spoke about yesterday? The tortilla. Yes, it is actually on the app, and it's actually 4 syns per quarter because it's got quite a decent amount of free food in it. So that's a real nice bonus. So I can definitely incorporate that tortilla, and I don't need to get rid of it or like feel like I need to eat it to get rid of it or that kind of thing. So, oh God, I've been talking for 6 minutes. Sorry, guys. Anyway, if I know that, you know, perhaps when I struggle a bit, it doesn't really help some of you, but then some of you it does, because you know that not everyone is perfect. You're not the only one who's not perfect all the time. So I'm definitely having a phase of it, and I'm just trying my best every day. That's all I can do. And my meals have been on point today. So it really was the London apron stuff that just threw me wildly off track, because quite frankly, who can resist goodies when they're just plonked in front of you? There's enough excuses. I'm off to bed, and I'm just having a cup of nighttime tea actually by Pucker. And yeah, I'm going to stick some labels on while I drink that, stick some syns labels on things. And that'll be me done for the day. So yeah, I'm really just telling you guys that I went off plan just for my own accountability again, because I don't know why I wouldn't tell you, to be honest. I'm now at the point where I'm feeling like I've really put on weight, which is not a place where I want to be. So it's just not ideal, is it really? It is what it is at this point. So yeah, I just have to do each thing as it comes. I mean, I can just keep saying little platitudes and little sayings as much as I want, and you know, you guys have heard it all before, I've heard it all before, but at the end of the day, it really is just a case of just sitting down and doing it. And quite frankly, sometimes that feels like an impossible task, you know, whether or not you have sort of issues with like binge eating or not. So yeah, anywho, thank you so much for watching and for sticking with me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm smiling manically because it's just the so opposite of what I feel inside, but you know, it's better to smile, isn't it? So there we go. All right guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Night night.